When you are marking your practice papers, you should never just put a tick or a cross. This is how you're going to use the M.A.R.K.S marking criteria to get more out of your practice papers and actually use them to increase your grade. Giving you my best study tips as a straight A-star student on today's episode of Sustainable Study Secrets. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another episode of Sustainable Study Secrets. Today I want to be talking about the M.A.R.K.S marking criteria for your past papers. So I actually got this from another study tuber. I got it from Unjaded Jade years and years ago. She made a video on how you can use it in science. I've slightly tweaked it so that you can apply it to any subject. So M.A.R.K.S is an acronym standing for Maths Error, Application Difficulty, Read Question, Knowledge and Statement. And I'm going to go through what each of these means, how you can use it when you're marking your practice papers and how you can resolve each issue. Without further ado, let's get on with it. So maths error, just a silly maths mistake, not a fundamental, ooh, I didn't understand how you do a percentage change or something, just a silly, you said that 3 squared was 6, one that I do all the time. Basically just an indicator that you were tired or you weren't paying enough attention or you just made a silly mistake. For this one, just make sure you read the question properly next time. Making silly maths errors is actually really good for you because it ensures that you don't make them in the actual exam. Application difficulty. So you knew the content, but you didn't know how to apply it to this specific scenario. For example, this could be maths. If you get a really difficult question, you might have understood every single topic it was asking of you, but didn't realise that that's what it needed you to do. It's basically you don't really understand what the question is asking of you, but if you did, if it was more clear, you could have applied that knowledge. You had it, you just didn't know how to answer the question. The way in which you can resolve this problem is by having a deeper understanding of why you're doing what you're doing. So in maths, for example, if you understand why you are completing the square, this can help you on those questions where you have to do that, but it doesn't explicitly say complete the square to solve this. Same with things like chemistry. If it says describe an experiment that could have this outcome or show this or explore this, and you knew the experiment if you've been told to describe it but you didn't know it, you just need to understand why. Understand this and then apply it to more problem-solving questions. Read question, again, very simple one. You quite simply didn't read the question. This is a big one in essay subjects, as in we have a bias and we want the question to fit what we're most confident with talking about. So you just need to make sure you read the question properly, otherwise you will answer the wrong question. I did this in A-level economics. I lost 4 marks on a game theory question, which if you do A-level economics, you probably know is not that difficult a topic, and I was infuriated because I quite simply didn't read the question. The way to get over this is in your future papers, highlight, circle, underline. I used to do this thing where I would underline keywords, I would circle key data, so if there was numbers in there, and also pay attention to units because they like to trip you up doing that. K stands for knowledge. This is the most self-explanatory, and the reason that most people think they get all questions wrong, you didn't know the thing. There was a gap in your knowledge. Even if you'd been told how to answer the question, you still couldn't do it because you don't know how to do it. The way in which you get over this is you just learn it. You can use the 4-step guide to learning anything. I've got an entire video on this and how you can learn anything in under an hour. It essentially follows the pyramid. At the bottom, we have digest information, then we have understand information, then memorize key parts about the information, and then apply the information. This is how you learn things, and I've elaborated so much on this in my other videos, so be sure to check out my channel and check that out. And finally, statement. Statement means that you've only adhered to one part of the M.A.R.K.S scheme, as in you've not used the right phrase. You see this a lot in science. So you could have said, oh, well, the curved lens of the eye refracts light, talking about the eye in biology. You would lose a mark for that because you said curved lens. You didn't say either convex or concave lens, depending on what you're talking about. This minute detail will mean that you haven't got the mark, and this is what statement means. So the best way to get over these errors is by memorising key phrases from the M.A.R.K.S scheme, knowing what the examiner wants to see, and you just do this through practice question after practice question. And if there is a statement that comes up again and again and again, and it says in the M.A.R.K.S scheme, do not award, put it on a flashcard. Remember it. If you incorporate this, your revision using past papers are going to be 10 times more effective because you can actually target the practice that you do after you get questions wrong, instead of just ploughing through more practice questions, assuming that the reason you got things wrong was all a knowledge problem. Oftentimes, it's not. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode of Sustainable Study Secrets. Bye guys, love you!